my name is Louise Cullen. I'm in my 4th year of study in the math program, specifically applied mathematics is my major, and my hometown is London in the UK.
My name is Stephen Whipple. I grew up in Ottawa, Ontario. I am in my 4th year of the Dalhousie Commerce Co-op program, and I am majoring in finance.
So my name is Monica Rivers, and I go by the pronoun she, her. I'm in my 2nd and final year of the Bachelor of Technology program in Small Business Management at the AC, and I'm from Abercrombie, Nova Scotia.
Hi, so my name is Emma Fudge. I am in my 5th year of mechanical engineering because I did the co-op program. I'm from St. George, New Brunswick, and yeah, that's about it.
So I am enrolled in the co-op program, in the Math and Stack co-op program, as of my 2nd year at university. I've now done 2 co-op work terms. The first one was with Biotic, which is an MRI research facility housed in the Halifax Infirmary. And then my second one was with the Department of National Defence, specifically with Defence Research and Development Canada, which was also housed in Halifax, but I worked remotely for it.
So one of the great things about the commerce program is the fact that we have 3 co-op terms, and these are 4-month co-op terms that allow you to kind of right at the beginning of your degree jump into the industry and get a look at what it's like to work in the workspace. So I've completed my first co-op at TD Securities in Toronto. So this was a sales and trading associate role. I then moved into the Government of Canada and worked in the Public Services and Procurement Canada. And then my final co-op that I just completed this summer was back at TD Securities in their Associates Summer Program. So that was also a sales and trading role.
The main one that I kind of want to talk about is my experiential learning opportunity that I got when I had the chance to travel to Uganda, Africa, with the Student Success Center this past February. So it was part of the Uganda Skills Development Project funded by the World Bank and facilitated by the Ugandan Ministry of Education. So while I was there, I got to work with another AC student, and during our time, we were at the Bukulasa Agricultural College where we worked with students, and we delivered workshops on leadership and orientation to school life.
And so I got to do 4 different co-op terms through DAL, and I also had a summer placement before the official co-op term started. So I've in total done 5 co-op terms, so 20 months of work experience. So the first one that I did starting the summer after 2nd year was I worked for JDI in New Brunswick in a place called Lake Utopia, which is close to my hometown. So I worked there for 8 months, and I was working in the maintenance department doing mechanical reliability and a little bit of maintenance planning, which is a really neat experience because you got to be in the plant every day and seeing stuff hands-on and going through shutdowns and seeing all kinds of big jobs and stuff like that. So it wasn't only office work, it was a really good mix, and that's something that I liked about that job. And the second job that I had was the one that I had with Nova Scotia Power at their head office here in Halifax. So I actually did 2 terms with them, one in the summer and then one the following winter. So I was working for the same department called the Asset Management Department, which is like a centralized engineering service for their whole fleet. So thermal plants and the wind stations and the hydro plants as well. So it's a bunch of senior engineers that do projects, help with capital, and consult on a bunch of different work that goes on throughout the company. And so I got to learn a lot there, obviously being around all of those people with tons of experience in the company. And the first term that I was there, I was doing a lot of internal projects for that department. And then the second term, I got to do a bit more project management stuff for a few projects that were going on in wind and in hydro. So that was really interesting. And I got to do a plant visit to one of the plants in Trenton. And then the most recent experience that I had was this past summer, which is one with a company that probably less people have heard about. It's with Cove. So they're based out of Dartmouth, and it's the Center for Ocean Ventures and Entrepreneurship. And so they work in the ocean sector, blue economy space, and they have working relationships with lots of companies who are also kind of in that sector around Nova Scotia and then across Canada too. So through them, I got to actually work with 4 different companies that they often work with on 4 different projects. So that was something really interesting about that placement, was learning about a space that I had never really been in before. So the ocean sector, and then of course getting exposed to 4 different companies while working for one company.
When I went to Uganda, I was asked by the Student Success Center here at the AC if I would be interested in going, and after a discussion to see if I would be a good fit, I did get the opportunity to go. However, I don't think that probably would have been possible if I didn't get involved on campus with different clubs, and especially with the Student Advancement in Leadership program. So it opened up a lot of opportunities for me to volunteer both on and off campus, which was really nice.
Well, the first one, I guess I was really interested in mainly just seeing how my math background could be applied in a kind of potentially more medical context. I thought that would be really interesting, especially because I hadn't necessarily thought that was a field that was open to me. And yeah, I just wanted to see what that would be like, and it ended up being a really fantastic experience. And then the second one, I was definitely really intrigued by the fact that it was with a federal agency, and kind of specifically defense seemed pretty cool to me, kind of interesting, and a whole world that I genuinely knew nothing about. And I definitely, with the second one, when I had my interview, it just felt really good. It went really well. I was interviewed by 2 women with math and stat backgrounds, which was really cool to talk to them about that, and specifically how kind of the somewhat like gendered experience of that. And I just felt like it was going to be a really good fit for me.
That's a good question. So I found all of these job opportunities mostly through the My Career page with the co-op program. So the My Career in the co-op program really worked well for me. Some people find their jobs externally to that through like an independent job search. My first one with JDI, I actually met a recruiter at an engineering competition and spoke with him and then connected to the job that way, but it was also posted on My Career. And then the second one with No Switch of Power, I found on My Career, and same with the Cove one. So that turned out to be a really good spot for me to find the jobs.
One thing I want to emphasize in the commerce program about these societies, that you get the chance to work with 4th-year students who have already gone through their co-op programs, and it really allows you to connect with them and allows you to learn from them and get those connections into the workplace. So if I did not, get involved with societies in my first year, I would not have met my 4th-year mentor who helped me get my my first co-op job. So it really shows you just how important it is to get involved, and how much that can really affect your co-op programs, and then at the end of the day, the job you end up getting outside of school.
I think the biggest takeaway from my co-op experiences was seeing kind of the big variety of career paths that I could take in engineering. So seeing all the different sectors I could work in, and the different types of jobs that people have within all of those different sectors. So it really opened my eyes to see that I could go in lots of different directions, and that even if I went in, say, one direction with one company, that I wouldn't always be stuck doing the same kind of thing. So it's a lot more broad than maybe I went into mechanical thinking it was.
I would definitely have to say, of course, the commerce program was, a great time in my life, and I will definitely always look back on it. But kind of to flip this towards the co-ops, I think it was super, super valuable to just have those co-ops. And speaking to some of my friends at Dalhousie in different programs, they really emphasized just how great of an opportunity we had in the co-op program to take co-ops. And we got to, in our first year, we get to kind of pick the co-op that we want. We are expected to go out there, put our, resumes out, use our connections that we do have, and find our own co-ops. This is unique in the co-op program, in the commerce co-op program. So it allows you to, pick where you end up. And so I found that, super, super valuable. And now I know coming out of school that I do have a full year of experience in the workforce. I know how it works. I understand what I like. I understand what I don't like. And I'm able to talk to some of my other peers who have had experience in different areas as well. So that is just incredibly, incredibly valuable. And I could not imagine not having done it now.
So from this experience, I guess from the Uganda point of view, I got to learn about a new culture and history through the students that I talked with while I was there, which was quite interesting. They kind of all had their own stories, and so building a connection with them gave me a better understanding of, say, their goals and what they want to achieve in life, which was truly inspirational. I mean, some of them were showing me products that they were actually selling. And for me, I'm going through a small business program, and I'm like, I don't even have a product. So it was just amazing to see the entrepreneurship side coming out of them, and it really did inspire me. So that was kind of nice, and I got to learn from them.
I think what I learned most from these experiences is that no matter what, you're always going to have to learn on the job, which was kind of reassuring in a way, just to know that kind of I think the biggest thing from that I want to get from my university experience is learning how to learn. And I think that's what I really, I think employers are looking for is someone who's ready to learn. Luckily with my math and stat background, I think a big thing I get from that is problem solving and analytical skills, which I heard from employers was something that they are really looking for. And yeah, so just learning how to learn and like learning on the job was definitely a big thing I realized is gonna happen no matter what.